readying for another attack.
Manhattan.
I'd love to see New York. We could all go with the bus company's special super sitter fare.
$9? This one's on me.
America アメリカ・ニューヨークの世界貿易センタービルに日本時間の今夜10時頃、現地時間の
Demonstration of our sinister strength should convince the world of our supreme power.
The Legion of Doom is about to begin its reign of terror.
And a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope.
いませんが、貿易センタービルからは黒い煙が立ち上り爆発も起きています。
という最も効果のある衝撃的な
事件発生から6時間経ちました。私たちのいるこの場所は、現場からおよそ 1.5 キロ離れているんですけども、今も埃と砂と混じっていまして、目を開けているのもやっとという状況です。
For your information, it was rich in symbolism.
It was rich in boring me to death.
Oh yeah? Well, you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
Well, you're stupider.
No, you're...
Now that is an entirely new dimension in entertainment.
Warplane silent heading for New York City. Our detection system shows nothing. Mayday! Mayday! New York is under attack!
It's time. We will now strike at the heart of American defense and destroy the Pentagon with one swift and deadly blow.
The city. I can see it all now. Its high towers, cold, cruel, ominous, closing down on you. From every side till you can't breathe. Closer, closer. You can't breathe. The trash. Look, it's the towers. They're falling.
I hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me. Here it comes. I'm getting behind a car.
The conduct of the response in the Gaza Strip has been over the top.
It's bold in terms of jerking people around, but I may have gone too far in a few places.
On Sunday, the Israeli Prime Minister appeared on 2 US networks to assure those watching that it has been worth it, and that an assault on Rafah in southern Gaza would be next.
Victory is within reach. We're going to do it. We're going to get the remaining Hamas terrorist battalions in Rafah, which is the last bastion, but we're going to do it, and in this I agree with the Americans. We're going to do it while providing safe passage for the civilian population so they can leave.
Those plans are among the topics discussed in a call between Joe Biden and Netanyahu on Sunday. The White House saying that Biden reaffirmed his view that a military operation in Rafah should not proceed without a credible and executable plan for ensuring the safety and support for the more than 1 million people sheltering there. Netanyahu said that's exactly what the Israeli military is drawing up.
We are working out a detailed plan to do so, and that's what we've done up to now.
More than 2 million Palestinians live there, crammed in, and they can only leave with Israeli permission, which few people get. It's often referred to as the world's largest open-air prison.
Yes? May I help you?
Someone is in trouble. Something bad is happening.
האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע מותו.
Mr. President, I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss a matter of enormous consequence that is not being adequately covered in the mainstream media nor here in the Senate. And that is that right now, today in Gaza, we are witnessing one of the worst humanitarian disasters in modern history. It is unfolding before our very eyes, and we must not run away from that reality. And I am very sorry to say, but we in the United States are deeply complicit in what is happening in Gaza. What we do in Congress right now could well determine whether tens of thousands of people live or die. Let us very briefly review what has happened in the last 4 months. On October 7th, Hamas launched a horrific terrorist attack that killed 1,200 innocent Israelis and took more than 230 hostages, and more than 100 of those hostages still remain in captivity today. That is what started this war. And as I have said many times, Israel has the right to defend itself against Hamas terrorism. But it does not have the right to go to war against the entire Palestinian people. And that tragically is what we are seeing.
It was nearly 10 years ago that a bright September day was darkened by the worst attack on the American people in our history. Hijacked planes cutting through a cloudless September sky.
Our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
Go ahead, Frank. You have United 93 south of Sharks. We hear some funny noises. We're trying to get him. You have him. No.
I don't know where the hell they're getting their info. I said Washington has no clue when I called Washington about it. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay, the aircraft that is covered by the White House is now near the Pentagon.
Another one just hit the building. Wow. Wow, another one hit it hard. Another one just hit the World Trade. Anybody know what that smoke is in lower Manhattan? Nobody move, please. Going back to the airport.
Look at this dude. All right, here. Yeah, that's a parachute on his back. You'd hardly notice it. Now watch what happens here. Incidentally, if you care, this is illegal. What are the gloves for?
There's an electric fence we have to climb over.
Really?
Razor wire, Constantine wire down the top.
What is the height of the World Trade Center?
1,352 feet.
Okay. Now watch this. Look at this little kid saying, what? You know? Look at this. Listen to him yelling at him. They think it's a suicide.
Yeah, there was people, these girls were saying, don't do it, don't do it.
Look at this. That's the wind test, wind direction. Yeah, it's just right. Watch this. Watch the farewell kiss here. Oh, that's cool. See you later. Oh, my. Whoa! Hang on here. Hold it. Hold it. Freeze it. Freeze it. And here you come right into Battery Park. Watch it there. Kaboom. Look at that landing. Well done. You better hustle now. Because I'm telling you, these New York cops, man, they'll beat you in a foot race. You better hurry up. Now, you'll see it. Look at this woman. She can't believe what she's seeing here.
12:33 this afternoon here to Beekman, downtown, and he had blood all over his body. And he was one of the first patients, and he told his paramedic that a car seemed to explode in the parking garage of the World Trade Center in Tower A, and that the force of it threw him out, actually forced him out of the building. So there must have been some gaping hole there.
The lights came back on gradually through the night, as if the giant towers were waking slowly from their worst nightmare.
For 40-year-old firefighter Bill Chupa, this was a scene that he will never forget. The lobby of the World Trade Center filled with thick, choking smoke.
It was like an apocalypse, I guess you could say. It was a very heavy, dense smoke situation.
That place is a death trap. Let me tell you something. There was smoke where there shouldn't be smoke. I was on the 107th floor, and we heard the bang, and that place filled up in 5 minutes.
The 1993 World Trade Center bombing was a terrorist attack carried out on February 26, 1993, when a van bomb detonated below the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex in New York City. The 1,336-pound urea nitrate hydrogen gas-enhanced device was intended to send the North Tower crashing into its twin, the South Tower, taking down both skyscrapers and killing tens of thousands of people.
We are under attack! Things so monstrous! Terror unleashed from the sacred cotton candy place of our dreams! If anyone is out there listening, get out of town before it gets to you! And I'm out of here!
While it failed to do so, it killed 6 people, including a pregnant woman, and caused over 1,000 injuries. About 50,000 people were evacuated from the buildings that day. The attack was planned by a group of terrorists, including Ramzi Youssef, Mahmoud Abu Halima, Mohammed A. Salameh, Nidal Ayad, Abdul Rahman Yassin, and Ahmed Ahyaj. In March 1994, 4 men were convicted of carrying out the bombing: Abba Halima, Ahmed Ahyaj, Ayad, and Salameh. The charges included conspiracy, explosive destruction of property, and interstate transportation of explosives. In November 1997, 2 more were convicted: Ramzi Youssef, the organizer behind the bombings, and Ayad Ismail, who drove the van carrying the bomb. Ahmad Salem, an FBI informant and a key witness in the trial of Ramzi Youssef, Abdul Hakim Murad, and Walid Khan Amin Shah, stated that the bomb itself was built under supervision from the FBI during his time as an FBI informant. Salim recorded hours of telephone conversations with his FBI handlers in tapes made after the bombing. Salim alleged that an unnamed FBI supervisor declined to move forward on a plan that would have used a phony powder to fool the conspirators into believing that they were working with genuine explosives.
The original plan that we should blow the bomb on December, which Christmas Day, to spoil the American Christmas.
Salem and the FBI parted ways, but members of the terror cell again reached out to Salem, and again he went to authorities about how the terrorists were speaking in code.
They want me to go finish cooking for the mosque. Something is going on.
On February 26, 1993, a bomb in a Ryder van exploded, killing 6 and injuring 1,000.
I just felt a great deal of guilt, and I cried like a little kid because I know it's going to happen.
So Salem, a one-time Egyptian military officer, went back to the FBI and agreed to try to get close to the Sheikh and his followers. And he succeeded by offering a blood loyalty oath called a bayat to the terrorist Sheikh. And the Sheikh accepted.
I give him the bayat, and that's when he gave me the order to blow up the American armies.
For months, Salem would work as the Sheikh's personal assistant and bodyguard.
I lived with him. I cooked for him, I took him to the bathroom, I put the slipper on his feet.
Salem worked to try to get the Sheikh on tape, issuing his terror orders. One day at the Sheikh's apartment, he brought the Sheikh into a small kitchen to talk in private, his recorder hidden in a briefcase.
He started to put his mouth into my ear to whisper. Then I have 12 people outside in the front room with weapons and machetes. So I have to raise up the briefcase as much as I could to get it as close as possible to his mouth, to my left ear. And I know that blind people, or that's what I believe, that they have a very sharp hearing. So I was afraid that the leather handle of the briefcase will make that noise. Get it close enough to his mouth when he said, find a plan to blow up the American army.
In that same talk, the Sheikh was recorded saying it's permissible to strike New York City landmarks. Salem was forced into hiding until this day.
Ramzi Youssef spent time at an Al-Qaeda training camp in Afghanistan before beginning in 1991 to plan a bombing attack within the United States. Youssef's uncle, Khalif Sheikh Mohammed, who later was considered the principal architect of the September 11th attacks, gave him advice and tips over the phone and funded his co-conspirator, Mohammed Salameh, with a $660 wire transfer. Youssef arrived illegally in the United States on September 1st, 1992, traveling with Ahmed Ahyaj from Pakistan. Though both sat apart on the flight and acted as though they were traveling separately, Ahyaj tried to enter with a forged Swedish passport, though it had been altered and thus raised suspicions among INS officials at John F. Kennedy International Airport. When officials put Ahyaj through secondary inspection, they discovered bomb-making instructions and other materials in his luggage and arrested him. The name Abu Bara, an alias of Muhammad Jamal Khalifa, appeared in the manuals. Youssef tried to enter with a false Iraqi passport, claiming political asylum. Youssef was allowed into the United States and was given a hearing date. Youssef set up residence in Jersey City, New Jersey, traveled around New York and New Jersey, and called Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman, a controversial blind Muslim cleric, via cell phone. After being introduced to his co-conspirators by Abdel Rahman at the latter's Al Farouk Mosque in Brooklyn, began assembling the 1,500-pound urea nitrate hydrogen gas-enhanced device for delivery to the WTC. He ordered chemicals from his hospital room when he had been injured in a car crash, one of 3 accidents caused by Salome in late 1992 and early in 1993. El Said Nosser, one of the blind sheikh's men, was arrested in 1991 for the murder of Rabbi Meir Kahane.
Born in Brooklyn in 1932, Kahane first found fame when he created the Jewish Defense League in 1968, as a response to anti-Semitism that Jewish people were facing in the streets of New York. The JDL gained significant fame throughout America because of its militant activities and violent methods, but this fame brought with it attention from the FBI. Kahane was indicted for weapons smuggling and possession of explosives in 1971. Once in Israel, Kahane began to forge a political career and founded the Kach Party, which throughout the 1970s and early 1980s was largely unsuccessful. According to Israeli historian Tom Segev, Kahane was seen as nothing more than an eccentric troublemaker, destined to hold no more sway than lavatory graffiti. Segev's statement refers to the extremity of Kahane's views, which to many at the time within Israel were unpalatable. Kahane's disdain for the Palestinians went further than what was acceptable at the time. He referred to Arabs as cancer and called for their expulsion from Israel.
If we continue in this way, the Arabs, by their birth rate, not through any intifada, will be the majority here, and God help us then. They must go. That is the message. They must go.
In 1984, Kahane showed that he was no joke when his Kach party received 25,000 votes in the Israeli parliamentary elections, enough for a seat in the Knesset. In the Knesset, Kahane pushed bills that proposed slavery and expulsion for non-Jewish people who would not accept Jewish supremacy, segregation of public spaces such as beaches, and the separation of marriages between Jews and non-Jews. Other members of the Knesset would frequently walk out when Kahane spoke, and one member compared Kahane's bills to the Nuremberg laws and found striking similarities. Kahane ultimately could not hide his extensive racism towards the Palestinians, and in July of 1985, the Knesset passed a law which banned candidates with racist acts or goals from standing in elections, spelling the end of Kahane's own political career. Kahane was banned from the 1988 elections, and in 1990, whilst in New York, he was assassinated.
According to the prosecutors, the Red, Mahmoud Abu Halima, also convicted in the bombing, told Wadi El-Hajj to buy the .357 caliber revolver used by Nosser in the Kahane shooting. In the initial court case, in the NYS criminal court, Nosser was acquitted of murder, but convicted of gun charges. In a related and follow-up case in federal courts, he was convicted. Dozens of Arabic bomb-making manuals and documents related to terrorist plots were found in Nosser's New Jersey apartment, with manuals from Army Special Warfare Center at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, secret memos leaked to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and 1,440 rounds of ammunition. According to the transcript of his trial, Youssef hoped that his explosion would topple Tower 1, which would fall into Tower 2, killing the occupants of both buildings, which he estimated to be about 250,000 people, in revenge for the U.S. support for Israel against Palestine. According to journalist Steve Cole, Youssef mailed letters to various New York newspapers just before the attack, in which he claimed he belonged to Liberation Army, 5th Battalion. These letters made 3 demands: an end to all U.S. aid to Israel, an end to U.S. diplomatic relations with Israel, and a pledge by the United States to end interference with any of the Middle East countries' interior affairs. He stated that the attack on the World Trade Center would be merely the first of such attacks if his demands were not met. Youssef did not make any religious justifications for the bombing, When asked about his religious views, he was evasive.
Sweetheart, come on.
The 2 kindergarten classes were finally home after a day filled with worried parents and frightened kids, some of whom spent 3 hours on the frigid, snowy World Trade Center roof 110 floors above Manhattan before walking the entire way down the stairs. But the other class was trapped in a dark and smoky elevator, unable to let anybody know where they were.
It was terrible. We got on it and we got like to about the 70th floor, got stuck, and then it was pitch black. And we was in the dark like for 5 hours.
Just you and the kids in the elevator?
All the kids. We had 17 kids and 5 adults. The only thing I was thinking about was my child. That's all.
What did you think when you saw her coming off the bus?
I was happy that she was all right. And I'm glad she with me today.
First I hear they're outside waiting for the bus can't get to them. Then I hear that it's not confirmed they're out of the building, that they're in the building. Now I hear they're being escorted down the stairs.
All afternoon, parents sorted through the misinformation and waited not so patiently inside the lunchroom. No one had a clue what had happened to the kids until the bus pulled up and we all heard their amazing story.
The elevator broke down, so we had to stay there for about 6 hours.
When you were in it?
Yeah.
What did you do in there for 6 hours?
We panicked.
The kids told their parents how they were packed in like sardines, all 50 of them, 3 chaperones and 2 tourists from California in one elevator, in pitch darkness.
They had cigarette lighters, and on and off, they would give us light. And that's all the kids wanted, was a little bit of light. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. I want a little bit of light, then we shut it off. And thank God that we were able to get the elevator doors open for air.
Evelyn says the group prayed, sang songs, cried some tears, but never broke down.
The children were so brave, I couldn't believe it. We had some crying jags here and there. We had a couple of kids with asthma. But all in all, they were really unbelievable.
6 people were killed, 5 Port Authority employees, one of whom was pregnant, and a businessman whose car was in the parking garage. Additionally, over 1,000 people were injured, most during the evacuation that followed the blast. A report from the U.S. Fire Administration states that, among the scores of people who fled to the roofs of the towers, 28 with medical problems were airlifted by New York City police helicopters. It is known that 15 people received traumatic injuries from the blast, and 20 complained of cardiac problems. 1 firefighter was hospitalized, while 87 others, 35 police officers, and an EMS worker were also injured in dealing with the fires and other aftermath. Also, as a result of the loss of power, most of New York City's radio and television stations, save for one, WCBS TV, Channel 2, lost their over-the-air broadcast signal for almost a week, with television stations only being able to broadcast via cable and satellite, via a microwave hookup, in 3 of the New York area's largest cable companies, Cablevision, Comcast, and Time Warner Cable. Telephone service for much of Lower Manhattan was also disrupted. Yousef's plan was that the North Tower would fall into the South Tower, collapsing them both. The tower did not collapse, but the garage was severely damaged in the explosion. Had the van been parked closer to the WTC's poured concrete foundations, Yousef's plan might have succeeded. Yousef escaped to Pakistan several hours after the bombing.